So first thing you want to do is go ahead and put the car in neutral. As you can see, I already did that. So put in neutral. Make sure you put your brake on, because if you don't, your car's going to roll back. So the next step you want to do is remove the shift knob, so that way we can go ahead and remove this panel. So let's go ahead and pull this down. For this, I use this little tool right here to remove this thing. Make sure you get it good because it can fly off. There you go. Now you can take that off. If you have to put this back on, which I do recommend doing, because if you lose it, it's no good. So this is what it looks like with it on. Like I mentioned before, I recommend putting it like that, because if you lose this, you're going to have a loose knob on here. So next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and remove this center plastic piece that goes over the console. Pretty simple to take off. Remember, it goes right here. Lift up your glove, your center glove thing up, and that's it. Let's go ahead and remove this panel. Lift that up. Get underneath there. Make sure you're careful when you're lifting it up. Keep in mind that you are going to have some connectors underneath. My recommendation is to take it off from here. So let me see if I can get in there really quick. If I can't get in there, then I'll use a pick. You can use this to help you out. Next thing you want to remove is the panel for the tray. So it's up to you if you want to take this off. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And sorry about that, you take it off from here. Be careful with your sides there. And there you go. So for this control panel, the air control panel, there's going to be 2 screws that you have to remove. Please do not try to remove this without taking off the screws. That's number 1. Let's go ahead and take off number 2 here. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove this panel. Remember, there's going to be connectors on the back of this. So here's this. Go ahead and remove this one off first. Then go ahead and remove that one over here. Then you got this ribbon cable over here. Be careful, because this is very easy to break. So remember, when you're taking off this panel, you're going to have a little bit of difficulty removing this ribbon cable. So what we did, we went ahead and put a yellow towel behind it, because you're going to be moving around, and then, you might scratch something up. So I will start out with this ribbon cable here. I use 2 thumbs. So what you do, you press down at the same time really, really good. Actually, it's only 1 thumb. I can use 1 thumb. Once you hear it click, you should be able to start pulling out. If you have to press down again, press down again. So let's go ahead and... There you go. You might cut yourself, so FYI. Let's go ahead and just remove everything else. That's 2 of them. And then you got this 3rd one right here. Remember, be careful that you don't drop it. And that's it for that. So next thing what we're going to do, we're going to remove the media control panel. When you're taking off the media control panel, it comes out with the vents. First though, you have to remove the 2 screws that are on here. Be careful that you don't drop them. Now that you have those 2 screws removed, go ahead and start removing this. Be careful that you don't break anything. And that's it. So next thing you want to do, you want to remove this monitor. So there's 2 heavy duty screws right here that you have to remove. Let's go ahead and remove those. Please be careful that you don't drop them. Now that you have those removed, remember you're gonna have connectors in the back, so be careful when you're pulling on this. You're going to have 2 connectors in the back. Remember, be careful you don't scratch anything. And that's it. So next thing you want to do is go ahead and remove the 2 screws that are down here, because we want to remove this radio unit. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, these are heavy duty screws. Okay. Now that you have your screws removed, go ahead and grab a pillow or seat pillow, whatever you want to call it. Take this out. And that should be it for that. So whenever you're working on this radio unit, don't disconnect the connectors. The only ones that you're going to remove is only a few of them. So please do not disconnect anything, because all these connectors are very similar. You might connect the wrong connector into the wrong spot. Okay, so next step that we want to do is grab this old GVIF cable. This is the OEM one. We're not going to use this anymore, so go ahead and tape that up. Grab your adapter here. Make sure it's the one that says touch on it. Make sure it's in there good. Go ahead and route it. Grab some phone tape. And remember, right, make sure it's well connected. Okay. And another thing too, to make things more organized, make sure you use your GVIF cable number 2 and route it back here. This one's going to go behind your monitor. And that's it. So next thing you want to do, go ahead and grab your CAN cable. Just look at the label. As you can see, it says can on the back. So go ahead and grab your connector here. As you can see, it's this one right here. Just go ahead and connect that. Make sure it goes all the way in. Just go ahead and grab some foam tape. So let me just go ahead and just cut this really quick with some scissors. Be careful with your scissors and you don't cut anything inside the car, like the leather seats. Go ahead and grab your foam tape. And that's it for that. Let's route it. No, actually, you should be fine here until we get the box. So for right now, just leave it like that. So next thing that we're going to do is grab your your main cable right here. As you can see, it's called G main cable. There's about 3 little connectors that come from there, and then there's the adapters. These are the ones that you're going to use to put it back here. So as you can see, there's 2 connectors that we're going to disconnect. So this connector here, we're not going to connect anything to it yet, meaning we're going to come back to it, but later, but not right now. So remember, just leave this back there and don't forget about it because it gets lost back there really easily. And this is the one that you have to pull off that we're going to work with. Grab your adapter, your G-main cable. Make sure you do a pull test and then add some foam tape on it. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put it in the back over here. And you'll be fine. So go ahead and grab your G-mic cable. Here you can see that there's 2 wires coming out of it. This black one here is for your mic. And this orange one is going to be your reverse cable or wire, I mean. As you can see, there's only 1 wire going to the connector. This one has 2. Go ahead and grab the adapter side of it. And remember the one that I told you not to forget about? The one that gets really easily lost back here? It's this one. So we're coming back to this one. Go ahead and put your adapter on this. Remember, always do a nice little pull test if you have to. That's on there. Grab your foam tape. Go around it. Maybe adjust that a little bit more better. There you go. Go like that. However you do it, this is how I do it. Squeeze on the sides if you have to. And put that connector back here. And like as a reminder, remember, you just want to take these 2 connectors off and that's it. Okay, and it's on. So the very last step that we're going to do to this radio unit, we're going to remove this GVIF cable. This GVIF cable, we're never going to use it again. So we're going to replace that with the number 1 GVIF cable that comes from us. So go ahead and use your pick. You might have a little bit of difficulty to pull this out. I use the pick to take that out because it's a lot easier with it. Go ahead and install your number 1 GVIF cable. The reason why we do it like this is to be more organized. So we use number 1 for the radio unit every single time. You can use number 2, but this is how we do it. Again, like I mentioned, to be more organized. And leave that right there. Grab your old GVIF cable. Go ahead and put some tape around it. Close the ends. And that's it. So next we're going to do is going to show you how we did everything when it comes to the USB audio connections. So when you look at this USB, we went ahead and put it in there. It's very simple on how this goes and how you can hide it. I mean, just leave that there and put this on top. Of course, I'm not going to put it on because I want to show you more. So we went ahead and routed the whole cable all the way to over here. So if you look at this USB connection here, we went ahead, right, this is it. We went ahead and put some tape and secure the filter and the aux connections together so you cannot pull them out. And then what we did to reduce noise, any kind of noise interruption, we put foam around it. And then we got the cable, we routed it like this, and we taped it up. So when you're pulling on it, you're not going to pull the aux out of place. Again, we routed it down here. We went ahead and put in the side through here. And we went ahead and did the same thing as we did over here. We made sure that the auxes are taped together to the boxes, so that way you cannot pull them out. We put both of them folded together like that after we foamed each one individually, and we grabbed taped and we went around it. So when you're pulling on it, you're not really gonna pull on the aux for the most part here. So yeah, we go ahead and place that in there, and that should be it for right now. So go ahead and grab your USB cord. When it comes to this USB cord, you're gonna see it's gonna go down to the connector, and you're going to see a green connector here. So for the QX70, this green connector, just ignore it. Please do not cut it. Just tape it up, whatever it is that you want to do it. Just put it away. Grab your USB port here, route it through here, and then you should be able to pull it through here. It's gonna look something like this, with it already installed. So yeah, that's it for that. Go ahead and grab your G main cable again, and go ahead and grab your touch cable that goes to your CAN cable, which is stuffed in there, right? And your orange one, this is for the camera one. So when you look at here on your G main cable again, there's your touch. Go ahead and enter that in here. Make sure it's in the right direction. Go ahead and grab your pink one, which is for your reverse. We organize this really quick. And go ahead and enter it in there. So orange to reverse. And that's it for that. So grab all your connectors. There's 1, ignore this one, remember. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should be a total of 7. So as you see, I just dropped one without knowing. And this one right here. As a reminder, ignore the speaker green cable here, and you have a total of 7. And again, I want to mention again, the G main cable is going to have 2, the power and the G main. So remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then after that, put it through there, route it through the back, and bring it down here. Pull them out, and that's it. So next thing you want to do is put the radio unit back in place. Just let it sit there. If you have to put 2 screws underneath, do so. The reason why is because you're going to put the monitor on top of the radio unit where it goes screwed on. So what you have to do next is grab your UNAVI cables, the adapters. Go ahead and let me put this right over there. Go ahead and connect this right there. Get your number 2 GVIF cable and enter it there. Be careful you don't scratch up your screen. Always put your screen protector on. You have to enter in there. And then just put your screws back on. There. So then we already went ahead and put on the media control panel that comes with the air vents as in one piece. Remember, there's the CAN cable that we put on the OEM connector, which is an adapter, right? So go ahead and I will leave this this one goes right here. But just to make things simpler, let's just go ahead and connect everything first, the longer wires first. So let's go ahead and put this one down like that. Just be careful you don't drop it. Connect that up there. Bring this one up. Connect that. I will connect this one next right here, right? This is the adapter. Connect that there. And grab this one. Get your ribbon cable. Make sure everything's on there and you're free to go. Try to push the cables back in there if you can, the best that you can. And go ahead and put your 2 screws underneath here, and that's it. So I want to start out with the GVIF cables. We have the module in our hand. So let's start connecting everything. Go ahead and place your number 1. This is number 1 right here. Your number 1 GVIF cable there. That is going to your back of your radio unit. This one here is for your monitor, which is the number 2. This is why from the very beginning we went ahead and used number 2 for monitor only, so that we don't get confused. So for your power cable, always leave this one last. You don't want power running when you're connecting everything. Go ahead and grab this one, your USB one. Remember, if you don't know which one it is, just look for the one that it fits in. So which is, sorry about that, it goes right here. Do a nice little pull test. Go ahead and grab this one here. So this one goes right here. This is your mic, I believe. Go ahead and grab your CAN cable. So your CAN cable is going to go on top. Do a nice little pull test on all these, not too rough. And for this one, remember there's a G main and then there's the power. Go with your G main cable, which goes up here. And last but not least, go ahead and grab your power cable, or connector I mean, and put it right over here. So there should be a total of 7 connectors besides the UART cable here. So for this one, just make sure it's pushed in all the way in. It might not be connected. If this doesn't, it's not connected all the way in, you're not going to have any touch ability on your screen. So everything appears to be connected. All we have to do is test it out. And again, right, one more thing. Pull your rug out here and stuff it in the back. One more thing I'd like to add, these 2 antennas here are for your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So you can tuck in here nicely if you need to. And that's it. So now we're going to show how to, or demonstrate how to test the functions and how to use Android Auto on UNAVI CarPlay. So first things first, make sure that your phone is connected to the Bluetooth of the OEM car. The reason why is because all of your phone calls are going to be routed to the OEM side of the Bluetooth of the car. You never want to route the phone calls through the CarPlay itself. So then another thing that I would like to add as well, when it comes to playing sound or any kind of audio for CarPlay or Android Auto on the UNAVI system, make sure that you're on iPod mode. So iPod mode on here, correct? So as you can see, right, it's an iPod mode. That's where you want to be. The reason why is because CarPlay uses iPod mode in order for there to be music. Okay, so let us start with connecting the phone then. As you can see, I got my Samsung S20 here. So the customer wanted us to do the extension USB cord mount to put it right here in the glove or the center console instead of putting it over there. We went ahead and put it in here. So as you can see, we have our cable connected. And another thing I would like to add, make sure that you have a really good cable so that way you don't have any connective issues. So let's go ahead and connect our cell phone to the CarPlay or Android Auto. So let me go ahead and unlock my phone, so I'm going to turn it around. As you can see, music started playing right away because I had the YouTube music app open already. So here's your app, right, or your phone. For some reason it didn't change right away. So what you do, press and hold on the back button, and we're already on. It's touch screen. Let's go to our app there. So for the Infinitis, our system is not hooked up to this. This is only for the OEM. What you want to do is use the touch screen instead. So you can switch songs through here if you want, or you can change songs through here as well. I mean, sorry, wrong one. Right here. Up is to go up, down is to go back to the other song, whatnot. You want to control the music, the volume of it. It's right here. You can do it from here as well. Let's see what else. So another thing that I do want to mention when it comes to the CarPlay or Android Auto, on the UNAVI system, let's just say you want to just use the camera system on this car. So let's go ahead and press the camera system. As you can see, the camera works as well on the OEM. But if you want to switch back to the CarPlay, the Android Auto side, you have to cycle through all the cameras in order for you to go back. Another thing that I do want to mention is the reverse. So you see the reverse camera pops up. We're just doing a quick sample, going left and right. Let's go in park. It goes back to the CarPlay or Android Auto screen. Another thing that I do want to mention whenever you're doing an install, make sure that all your functions work for your AC. You don't want to deliver this car back to the customer just to find out that their AC doesn't work. So that's that for that. Let us see how we can toggle back and forth between the screens. So there's the source button that you have to use on this car in particularly. Do not use the reverse button. Some Infinitis you do have to use this one, but in this case for this car you have to use the source button. So as you can see, I'm switching back and forth. Make sure you hold. You can also do it through here if you want to. Let me see. There you go. Sorry, there's a small little tiny lag there. So let me see what else. Oh yeah, let's go to our Google Assist here. You can manipulate it however you want to, up and down. Let me press on that again. So we want to use Google Assist. Let's go ahead and press the maps. Press on the Google microphone. Hey Google, can you take me to Disneyland? Sorry, I didn't interpret it right. Let's try it again. Hey Google, can you take me to Disneyland?
Sure, Disneyland Park.
As you can see, it wants to take me to Disneyland, so that works perfectly fine. So next what we're going to do is learn how to make phone calls. So whenever you're making a phone call, remember that the phone call is being routed through the OEM Bluetooth of the car, even though you're still using Android Auto on the UNAVI system. So let's go ahead and make a phone call. Call Pablo. So as you can see, he's making a phone call. I'm gonna hit it manually because it popped up with
Hello?
names. Hey, can you call me back?
Hey. Yeah, sure. I'll call you back.
All right, for sure. So the reason why I pressed on the name, because there's a bunch of names that sound familiar to the Google Assist, so I went ahead and pressed on Pablo. Here we can see we're being called again. Let's press on. Remember, anytime you're making an answer on the phone call, you always want to use this one instead. Never press on there. Use this one, because this one's going to route it through the OEM Bluetooth of the car. Hey.
Hey.
How does it sound?
Sounds good?
For sure, for sure. All right. I'm gonna hang up on you. All right, bye. So there's that. So next thing that we want to do is we already showed how to change songs, how to control the volume and everything. Last step that we want to do is actually how to go wireless. In this case, I already pulled up the cable off of this. Let's just say if you pull up the cable and it doesn't pair up on its own, usually typically on these Android Auto phones, you can just press pair while your cable is already connected. But in this case, it didn't ask me. So if it doesn't ask you if you want to pair to the CarPlay, it's pretty simple. Let me unlock my phone, just in case if I have to. Go to the menu, go to exit. And again, this is only for Android Auto. So if you want to go connect Bluetooth manually, you have to go to the iOS. And then it's going to ask you a bunch of options of what you want to do. In this case, I'm already Bluetooth. So it's going to show Bluetooth settings. You have to start your Bluetooth here. You have to let them connect, and then you connect them. And that's that for that. Another thing that we should learn how to do right before you deliver the car to the customer, you have to make the system forget each other. So let us have the phone forget this CarPlay module first. You go to your Bluetooth connections. You go to your Wi-Fi. You can see this is the CarPlay one, the name of the module. Disconnected. It's disconnected. As you can see here, it's not connected anymore. I believe you go to iOS here. Nope. Let's go back. Actually, that's the system settings that we have to go to. So let us go to wireless CarPlay settings. Oh, actually, you do it through here. Oh, no, never mind. You go to, let's go back. Information, and you put reset. Don't press factory reset. Press reset only. It's going to ask you if you want to, and you put yes. There you go. It's resetting. At this point, it's going to forget about everything about the connections with the phone, every single phone. So as you can see here, it's resetting. And then it's going to show up the CarPlay. So yeah, we're not connected anymore. Of course, you want to go back to the OEM Bluetooth and forget the Bluetooth of the car on your cell phone and deliver the car back to the customer. And that's it.